Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome to Quick Shot Reviews. You are the Cheap Shot Nation and I am your host Luke. Of course we're in association with our parent channel Cheap Shot Entertainment, but this is where you'll find all the movie reviews of all the movies that I've watched. Now I've watched so many movies that I've got a lot of catching up to do, but I'm going to start with the very movie that signalled lockdown 2 at the beginning of November 2020. It's a little known Irish film called Pixie, and it was released in 2020, like I said, and directed by Barnaby Cook, better known for his producer roles than his directorial roles. But this was his directorial debut, and what makes me really sad about this is that hardly anyone's going to get to see it because it was literally on the final day before they closed the cinema. Sadly, there wasn't many people in to witness this fantastic film, but I'm going to try and get you to watch it because it is that good. So join me for the review. Sometimes there are trailers, you see a trailer, you go to a movie, you see a trailer and you think, actually, yeah, I really want to go and see that. This is absolutely a must-see, a thriller called Pixie. Yeah, you wouldn't put those two words in the same thing, would you? Like the same description, but it was a spaghetti western set in Northern Ireland. Wow, yeah, okay, I'm getting interested now. Set in Northern Ireland with Alec Baldwin as a deadly priest. A gangster priest, no less. I'm like, yes, 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 shut up and take my money. Put the Futurama meme in here and I will explain why. Because something like that, it's a very rare thing. You've got all these elements, and the Irish are funny anyway, and put the gangster priests in there. Alec Baldwin? Come on. You knew I was going to go and watch this film. But we start the film out in a remote church where two young ruffians, losers, are holding up two English priests and some visiting African priests for a shipment of drugs. Yeah, you get the point now. The priests are shipping drugs and covering it all up under the Catholic banner. It should be noted here that obviously that's not something that happened in the Christian religion, whether Catholic or Protestant or Church of England or whichever other branch of Christianity you like. But for the purpose of this film, it made it ultimately very, very watchable. It made me laugh out loud on more than one occasion. There's a couple of moments where you like cringing, and it's just the coming together of the Irish Ron, Harry and Hermione, which I will get to later on because we have this love triangle thing going off towards the end. But the whole premise of this film, the reason it's called Pixie, is that the main character is called Pixie, and she seems to be in the centre of this gang war between Irish families. One dresses as priests. I mean, I don't know if they're part of the church or not, because it was a while ago since I saw this film, but I'll definitely watch it again. And she seems to have this and her family, and she seems to have this magnetic effect over the male of the species, almost like a black widow type of thing. And to be honest with you, even though I was probably 20 years, maybe 15 years a senior, yeah, she had that magnetic effect on me, and I'm pretty sure she'll have that magnetic effect on you. The delivery of the lines is suitably Irish, deadpan and just really funny. The crux of this is one of the characters being the comic relief, being like a badass gangster type, Irish type person, dragging someone around on their pickup truck, behind their pickup truck, attached to the back of it, towing someone around a muddy field in a figure eight just to get them to talk and spill the beans as to where the drugs had gone. So that gives you an idea of exactly what's happening in this film. So the next portion of the film is the three protagonists having a journey, going on a field trip, a journey across Northern Ireland to try and sell the drugs. And they meet all manner of different characters here, and again Pixie just gets under their skin and people just get drawn into the mayhem. Olivia Cook plays Pixie absolutely perfectly. She drafts in, drawn into the mayhem. They have this thing where, like, who's going to be the first person to kiss Pixie or sleep with Pixie, you know, as teenage boys do. And the two characters are Frank, played by Ben Hardy, and Harlan, played by Daryl McCormack. And these two are brilliant. They're exactly like Harry and Ron, and to Pixie, who would be the Hermione. Both have the hots for Pixie, of course, and it would lead to that road trip that I was talking about. But the charisma is utterly, it's utterly entertaining. It draws you in to this film more than it probably ever should. And basically there's a line in the film where it describes what Pixie's character is perfectly, and this character says, taking a Kalashnikov to their hearts, and that is exactly what happens. Of course, that line is delivered by Chris Wally of Black Book's fame. So yeah, you get a lot of stars in this, a lot of local stars. You get Alec Baldwin, and the magnetism of Pixie, of Olivia Cook, reminds me of a young Audrey Hepburn back in the day. And there's a lot of people supporting her really, really well, including the cringe moments with the love triangle, which leads to a bedroom scene which is erotic and very, very funny at the same time. And the direction by Barnaby here, it just mingles sort of Guy Ritchie and Matthew Vaughn, and it mixes it with dark Irish black comedy humour and just gore in plenty, and it mixes that gore of sort of a Quentin Tarantino into this film, and it's just everything you want in a nice little package, and it's just so good. All the time there's a hitman coming after them, trying to track them down, and like I say, they meet all the characters. The only thing I would say, and I'm trying to not spoil the ending, is that the ending is very telegraphed, and it's so ridiculous and over the top that you knew it was coming, but it lessens the entertainment value for me. It was still fun, but yeah, I mean, it was so telegraphed, it was unbelievable. But that is the only thing I would say bad about this. The visuals are fantastic, the cinematography is brilliant, and the Irish Travel Board must have been rubbing their hands together for all the money they would get after people seeing this film. Like I said, the only thing here that is really disappointing is that not many people would have gotten to see this film, because it is absolutely brilliant. I felt the same way about The Gentleman, Obviously that came out when people could watch it. I would have gone and seen that again if I'd had time. I've got it on Blu-ray. It is good. It is that level of good on a small budget from a small town with small stars starring in it, and it's great, and it just adds to that feel-good theme with the music and everything else. And like I say, thanks to another lockdown here in the UK, this would be the last film that I would get to go and see in the cinema. My cinema card, I assume, is still valid for when they reopen, so it's probably going to take me to the end of next year. Best money I've ever spent, really. It's lasted 2 years, although for a year of that not been able to go to the cinema, which is a proper ball ache, but there you go. This film is slick, it's funny, it's entertaining, and I implore you to go and watch it, because my final rating here is watch it. Wait for it to come out on streaming services. I think this one's going to be a mini cult classic. So yeah, that is my review of Pixie. Great film, really good film, and I could talk about this film for days, but I'm not going to. The idea of this is quick shot, because we do the reviews really quickly, and 10 minutes is a good review time. But in the meantime, click that subscribe button. You are the Cheap Shot Nation as ever. This is Quick Shot Reviews, and I've been your host Luke, and I will see you next time for more Quick Shot Reviews right here on the Quick Shot Reviews channel. Goodbye.
Hiya.